母さん出よ家出よ危ないおったけどおったキラさん逃げる逃げて早く母さん早く免疫起きちょっと電車危なくない
大丈夫大丈夫大丈夫こうなってみんなどうするさっきわかんない卵から
大丈夫大丈夫
大丈夫もうさ卵持ったままでさ何にも持ってない今携帯だけ持ってた携帯だけ持ってたでも家のものみんな倒れてきて私は
牛も全部ほとんど倒れちゃって
撮ってる Really big one
This is terrible ちょっと繋がんないんだけど
ちょっと待って
Shalom and welcome once again to Elders of GMS, and today's topic is entitled Amon Got Shook. I'm gonna say it again, Amon got shook, and pretty much that earthquake slash tsunami kind of push that whole Libyan situation out the way. You know, that kind of took a back seat to the situation that happened to Japan, which are the Ammonites, the ancient biblical Ammonites, and basically they got jacked up. They got jacked up. The Most High put it on their ass. All right, give me the book of either Luke. You can give me either Luke 21 or Matthew's 24, and go right to the point. All right, go ahead.
Luke 21:9. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by.
Yeah, so war's been going on. You had World War I, World War II, the Vietnam conflict. You had the Korean conflict before that. You had all these different wars. You had the Civil War. So all those wars took place, just like the Lord said. But now we're really in the end. Go ahead.
Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations.
And upon the earth distress of nations. Go ahead.
With perplexity.
In other words, perplexity means you have one problem, you're trying to take care of the problem, then another problem comes up. Then another problem comes up after that. So you have all these problems on top of problems. Go ahead.
The sea and the waves roaring.
Right, the sea and the waves roaring. All right. Now, I want to go to this next clip just to show you, man. There was this one news clip, and this was the beginning of ABC Nightly News, and they showed a bunch of cars. They looked like little toy cars and toy trucks in a kid's bathtub. All right. Now, the hell that the Most High put on them damn gooks is nothing compared to what the Most High gonna do to America and to you damn Edomites. Like we've been saying, the Most High is saving the best for last. All right. Wait till it comes up.
In some cities, the water reaching 3 miles inland, and a nuclear power plant suddenly.
Yeah. Now look at that. Those are cars and trucks.
3,400-degree uranium in the reactor core.
And houses.
We are covering all of this in force tonight, and we asked Dan Harris to start us off at that moment when the world changed 231 miles north of Tokyo and the quake hit.
Fresh pictures from the tsunami zone as the sun rises in Japan, revealing massive plumes of smoke from fires burning out of control. Entire neighborhoods simply washed away, and survivors gathered on roofs. In one parking lot, a giant SOS.
So these gooks, these Ammonites, they're getting jacked up. And the main reason why they're getting jacked, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, man. The main reason why they're getting jacked up, because of what they did to us, coming against us, just like all the other nations. So the Most High is getting every last one of them. And I don't feel sorry for them fucking slanty-eyed gooks. Fuck them slanty-eyed gooks. Your society's going down, and then you got the United States with blockhead Obama trying to send aid. You better worry about what's coming to this country. Always in everybody's goddamn business, man. And these supposed to be so goddamn proud. They don't look proud right now. You damn slanty-eyed devils are running, hauling ass. You got these two funny-looking melon-head gooks. Them motherfuckers, man. This is a beautiful thing. Yeah, I was going through some articles on the web. You know, there's Jake women that actually moved to Japan and married Japanese men. That's big among a lot of these nigga women. But you got guys that want to save the fuck the nigga woman, man. You know, look at that. Those are cars and trucks being swept away by that tsunami. Look at them boats. Look at those boats. And this is just the beginning.
This is what's happening right as we speak. It builds into a toxic treacherous.
Those are actual cars, trucks, buses being swept away. Look at the fire. Give me the scripture on that.
Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?
Right, you just saw. Now this is supposed to be water. How the hell did something catch on fire? That's a whole house being swept away. And that's nothing compared to what's coming to the States, to the United States, to America, to Babylon.
Sense of the scale of this thing. Check out this lone man on the back of a truck, seemingly so small against the onslaught just yards away.
I mean, the Most High is terrible, man.
Look at this boat.
Now look at that. That's a whirlwind.
Or this ship struggling to stay upright as the waves crash all around it. As of right now, the official toll of dead and missing stands at 1,000. It will likely go up, however.
Oh, it'll definitely go up.
Carrying 100 people is still missing, as is an entire passenger train carrying an unknown number of people. Dan Harris, ABC News.
All right, come back to us.
Riveting images in mind. We wonder
So
what you feel
that's a beautiful thing.
exactly what it
That's a
felt like
beautiful
at that
thing.
moment.
All right, go ahead, Art.
This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand.
Yeah, so the Most High, the reason why they got jacked up because the Most High did it. Don't blame it on Mother Nature. Don't blame it on that just happens. The Most High is doing this. The Most High is doing this. But anyway, I want to go into a little history on the Ammonites. Is the New Compact Bible Dictionary over there? If it's not over there, it's someplace. Oh, here it is, right here. Here it is, right here. Because we always had wars with them damn slanty-eyed Ammonites. I didn't get a chance to look into the Zandervan. I just want to see what it says about Ammon. Is it long? All right, good. Go ahead, let's read it.
All right. Amon, or Ben-Ami, is the name of one of the sons of Lot, born to him by his youngest daughter in the neighborhood of Zoar, Genesis 19:38. Ammonites, the name given to the descendants of Ben-Ami or Ammon. They were related to the Moabites by ancestry, and often appear in the scriptures in unified effort.
The Ammonites and the Moabites. These are the only two nations, because the Koreans came out of them, the Taiwanese, all these other so-called Oriental-looking people with the slanty eyes. They got that through incest, through Lot's two daughters. When you read the story of Lot, you'll get the understanding of that, because the two daughters of Lot, after they were delivered from Sodom and Gomorrah, the mother looked back. The nigger woman looked back when she was told not to look back, and the radiation turned her into a pillar of salt, meaning dehydrated her. The only thing that was left of her was salt, which you have naturally in your body. You have water in your body, and when that water leaves your body, you break down. You're like leather, and then even more water in your body disappears. If you're totally dehydrated, you're basically left to a pillar of salt. All right. So what happened was that when the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, the two daughters of Lot thought that there was no one left on the earth, and that they had to preserve seed. So they got their father Lot drunk one night, and one daughter slept with the father, with Lot. Then the next time, the other daughter got their father drunk, Lot, and had sex, and they both became pregnant, and they both had children. And out of those two children came the slanty-eyed gooks of the world today, which biblically are known as the Ammonites and the Moabites. Go ahead.
And often appear in the scriptures in united effort, because by ancestry they were related to Israel, reflected in the name by which they are often called in the Old Testament, Ben-Ami, children of my people. The Israelites were told by the Lord not to enter into battle with them as they journeyed toward the land of Canaan, Deuteronomy 2:19. The Ammonites made war with Israel in order to extend her borders farther west. Though this land never really belonged to the Ammonites, they claimed it and gave this as a reason for their aggression, Judges 11:13. The people were fierce in nature, rebellious against Israel, and idolatrous in their religious practices. They thrust out the right eye of all in Jabesh Gilead, 1 Samuel 11:2. They were given
because that's when Israel was making a treaty, a covenant with him, and they'll say, we'll make a covenant, but we gotta take your eyes out. So them was some proud, so fuck them motherfuckers, man. You know?
It says they were given to brutish murder, Jeremiah 40:14 and 41, 5-7, Amos 1:14. Though related to Israel, they refused to help them when asked, Deuteronomy 20.
Just like Esau. Now, the reason why they were related to Israel is because it goes back to Lot. Because Lot was the nephew of Abraham. So the children that came out of Lot was supposed to be a part of that Hebrew. They were actually Hebrews. They were Shemitic Hebrews. So they were supposed to be a part of our family. Are they a part of our family today? Hell no, they ain't a part of our family. All right? Matter of fact, give me the book of Amos, the 1st chapter, the 13th verse and the 14th verse, and we're going right back into the dictionary. I'm surprised that dictionary brought out pretty much a lot on the sons of Amon. Go ahead.
Amos chapter 1 verse 13. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Yeah, so you just witnessed the part of their punishment. They're going to receive more punishment. Go ahead.
It says, because they have ripped up the women with child of Gilead, that they might enlarge their border.
They ripped up the women while they were pregnant, Israelite women. So you think and then you got stupid, bonehead niggas feeling sorry for them slanty-eyed fucking gooks. Go ahead.
It says, but I will kindle.
And this ain't finished. After we go down, when we go down to the camp today, that's all we're going to get on is these groups. That's why I got these newspapers, the New York Post and the Daily News. Front page, death wave, huge quake, tsunami, slam, Japan. So you're going to hear about this all day. At least Esau could say he's getting a break this week. Although you don't deserve a break. This is the Daily News. Hell on earth. And then it even continues on the back. Front M, they got the front end, Amon got the front and back page. And it says in the back page, earthquakes, tsunami, rock Japan, 100 dead and missing, nuke plant meltdown feared. So that's where that perplexity comes in the book of Luke. Most High getting all you damn demons, man. You other nations. Go ahead.
It says, but I will kindle a fire in the wall of Rabbah, and it shall devour the palaces thereof.
And your palaces got devoured, man. Your palaces got, wait a minute. Let's go back to that. Read that from the 13th verse again. Let's go back to, hold up. Is that on? Speak for a minute.
The bottom line is you are gooks, man. You getting it, man. You know, the Most High getting everybody. He's going to get all you nations, you know. This is just the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, let me get this again. Hold up.
Everything is falling.
Okay, so go to that and we can read that again. Amos 1, 13 and 14.
Amos chapter 1 verse 13. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Is that a punishment? They're getting punished right now. They're getting punished. Go ahead.
Because they have ripped up the women with child of Gilead, that they might enlarge their border. But I will kindle a fire in the wall of Rabbah, and it shall devour the palaces thereof with the shouting in the day of battle, with a tempest in the day of the whirlwind. And their king shall go into captivity.
The day of the whirlwind is what? The tsunami. Go ahead.
And their king shall go into captivity, he and his princes together, saith the Lord.
Right, and when this society fully goes down, all of you going into captivity under the nation of Israel. All right. Now let's go back to the Bible dictionary.
It says, though related to Israel, they refused to help them when asked, and they joined with Moab in securing Balaam to curse them, because of their sins, and especially because they constantly opposed Israel. Ezekiel predicted their complete destruction. Ezekiel 25, 1-7. Their last stand seems to have been against Judas Maccabees, 1 Maccabees 5 and 6.
Yeah, so we're going to cover all those scriptures, all right? So now let's come back to us. That's a beautiful thing. That's a wonderful thing. They're beautiful and wonderful. All right, now where we at? We finished that? Okay, now let's go from there to Judges, the 10th chapter, the 6th verse to the 12th verse. Because it said that even though we were related through Abraham and Lot, they never came to our aid, just like Esau. And throughout our history, they always came against us. Like when you go to the story in the book of Numbers, the 23rd and 24th chapter, I think it starts from the 22nd chapter, but the key points is in the 23rd and 24th chapter. It speaks about Balaam and Balak, and how Balak went to Balaam to put a curse on Israel. Well, it said in the reading that Amon was down with that. So Amon was behind that, supported that curse to curse the nation of Israel. All right, go ahead, Ak.
This is Joshua chapter 10, verse 6.
No, Judges.
I'm sorry, that's Judges. Judges chapter 10, verse 6. It says, and the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam and Ashtaroth, the gods of Syria, and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab, and the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines. And
like now they got this thing where niggas get tattoos with some goddamn gook writing on the shit. So they don't even know why they're doing it, but that's really serving the gods of them Ammonites and them Moabites. Go ahead.
And forsook the Lord and served not him. And the anger,
like Mike Tyson, that blockhead clown, he got a tattoo of Mao Zedong. If I'm not mistaken, he got a tattoo of Mao Zedong. Then he has he got the tattoo on his face that goes back to Japhet. Go ahead.
It says, and the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines and into the hands of the children of Ammon. And that year they vexed and oppressed the children of Israel 18 years. All the children of Israel that were on the other side Jordan, in the land of the Amorites, which is in Gilead. Moreover, the children of Ammon passed over Jordan to fight also against Judah and against Benjamin and against the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore distressed.
So they came and fought against us. Even though we broke the laws and the Most High set it up where they came against us, they still gonna get messed up. They still going into slavery. They still gonna be at the bottom of our feet, right along with Esau and the rest of the nations. All right, is that it? All right, go ahead.
Zechariah 1 and 15. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Exactly. They put more of their effort into it. Go ahead.
Back in Judges 10 and 10. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, saying, we have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our power and also served Baalim. And the Lord said unto the children of Israel, did not I deliver you from the Egyptians and from the Amorites and from the children of Ammon and from the Philistines, the Zidonians also, and the Amalekites and the Maonites? did oppress you, and you cried to me, and I delivered you out of their hand.
And you know what? It's beautiful that the Most High took his name from your mouth, so that when you go into captivity under Esau, you've been in captivity for a long time under Esau. And had you called on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he would have delivered you, because you would have cried unto him. So what the Most High did, what the Father did, was beautiful, and taking his name from your mouth. So you calling on God, you calling on Yahweh, you calling on all these different strange names, you know, just like Nate Satan. All right, he's ahead of that. You know, he's part of that, because he knows he's an Israelite. He knows the name of the Most High, and he's got this big this page dedicated to, you really don't have to, really the Most High don't have a name. You can call him a number of different names. So he's going off right now. So the ones that follow Nate, they're not calling on the Most High, because he's not pushing them to call on the Most High. We push you to call on the name of the Most High if you want to be delivered. So Jake, when you go and tell Jake that we're Israelites, they don't want to accept that. When you tell them that Esau, the so-called white man, is your enemy, they don't want to accept that. When you tell them that an Israelite man gonna have more than one wife, they don't want to accept that. If we can't celebrate Christmas in the kingdom, they don't want to accept that. And then when you tell them their name, no, that ain't his name, because I did my own research. That's why you're in this condition. You're in the condition that you in to this very day. But the Most High is not gonna just let you stay in captivity. He's got to punish this damn devil, and he's got to raise you up, whether you want to be raised up or not. So he's getting ready to he's getting ready to close the curtain on you damn devils, and he's gonna close the curtain on you Israelites too. You 2/3 of the Israelites, so the Most High can establish this kingdom for the people of Israel. So the ones of you that can't get it, you're just gonna be jacked up. You're gonna be put to death. You're gonna die in a race war. You're gonna die when the missiles hit, and then you're just gonna have to come back as babies. And then you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn it, because you're gonna be babies. That's all you're gonna know, is what we tell you. Go ahead.
1 Kings 8:33. When thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee, and shall turn again to thee, and confess thy name, and pray, and make
Yeah, that's something that Nate is not doing. Go ahead.
And make supplication unto thee in this house, then hear thou in heaven, and
to show that Nate is wicked as hell. And then Nate, you a damn demon at this point in time, because you losing all your men left and right, and you still ain't humbling yourself. We did a thing, and we put it on Stiff Neck Nate, and that's a good name for you, because you're stiff necked. All right. And then what you do? You went to YouTube, and then you had them videos taken down. Because you know why? Because them videos were cutting the hell out your ass on the name, because you know the truth. And all these clowns that have popped up, you got Saadia, he's in California, he done popped up. You even got Kawakab, he done popped up, he's making videos. You got all these guys coming out the woodwork teaching about Israel. What happened a year ago? What happened 2 years ago? What happened 3 years ago? What happened 4 years ago? What happened 8 years ago? Where was you? You fell off like the rest of those clowns, thinking that, oh, that was something that I got into, now I'm into this part of my life. Well, you see us on YouTube, and then you still didn't do nothing. But now you're beginning to see them prophecies come to pass. So now you're trying to get on the Most High's right side. But you know what? It's not going to work. If you wasn't consistently doing this work, if you took 10 years off, 8 years off, 15 years off, and then you're going to try to come back, the Most High don't want you, man. You're not fit for the kingdom. Go ahead.
It says, then hear thou in heaven, and forgive the sin of thy people Israel, and bring them again unto the land which thou gavest unto their fathers.
Now, did we finish Judges? All right, now let's go to 1 Samuel, the 11th chapter, the first verse to the 15th verse, which is the last verse. So that's a whole chapter, Samuel 11th chapter.
All right. 1 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1. Then Nahash the Ammonite came up and encamped against Jabesh Gilead. And all the men of Jabesh said unto Nahash, make a covenant with us, and we will serve thee. And Nahash the Ammonite answered them, On this condition will I make a covenant with you, that I may thrust out all your right eyes, and lay it for a reproach upon all Israel. And the elders of Jabesh said unto him, Give us 7 days respite.
So that was wicked. That was cruel. So you think we're not going to be cruel with these people in the kingdom? Go ahead.
It says, And the elders of Jabesh said unto him, Give us 7 days respite, that we may send messengers unto all the coasts of Israel, and then if there be no man to save us, we will come out to thee. Then came the messengers to Gibeah of Saul, and told the tidings in the ears of the people. And all the people lifted up their voices and wept. And behold, Saul came after the herd out. And behold, Saul came after the herd out of the field. And Saul said, What aileth the people that they weep? And they told him the tidings of the men of Jabesh. And the Spirit of the Most High came upon Saul when he heard those tidings, and his anger was kindled greatly. And he took a yoke of oxen and hewed them in pieces, and sent them throughout all the coasts of Israel by the hands of messengers, saying, Whosoever cometh not forth after Saul and after Samuel, so shall it be done unto his oxen. And the fear of the Lord fell on the people, and they came out with one consent. And when he numbered them in Bezek, the children of Israel were 300,000, and the men of Judah 30,000. And they said unto the messenger that came, Thus shall you say unto the men of Jabesh Gilead, Tomorrow by that time the sun be hot, you shall have help. And the messengers came and showed it to the men of Jabesh, and they were glad. Therefore the men of Jabesh said, Tomorrow we will come out unto you, and you shall do with us all that seemeth good unto you. And it was so on the morrow that Saul put the people in 3 companies, and they came into the midst of the host of the morning watch, and slew the Ammonites until the heat of the day. And it came to pass that they which remained,
because Saul was a warrior king, just as David was a warrior king. So he took one ox, like the scripture said, chopped it up, and said, Look, if you don't get together and fight, I'm going to do this to all your oxes, which was a good thing. Sometimes you got to motivate Jake. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that they which remained were scattered, so that two of them were not left together. And the people said unto Samuel,
In other words, all them Ammonites, they fled. You know, they all fled their separate ways. So they were put to flight. Go ahead.
And the people said unto Samuel, Who is he that said, Shall Saul reign over us? Bring the men that we may put them to death. And Saul said, There shall not a man be put to death this day, for today the Lord hath wrought salvation in Israel. Then said Samuel to the people, Come and let us go to Gilgal and renew the kingdom there. And all the people went to Gilgal, and there they made Saul king before the Lord in Gilgal, and there they sacrificed sacrifices of peace offerings before the Lord, and there Saul and all the men of Israel rejoiced greatly.
Now let's go from there to the book of 2 Samuel, the 10th chapter, the 1st verse to the 19th verse.
2 Samuel 10:1. And it came to pass after this that the king of the children of Ammon died, and Hanun his son reigned in his stead. Then said David, I will show kindness unto Hanun the son of Nahash, as his father showed.
You know what? Let's go from there to because the same stories in 1 Chronicles, the 19th chapter, in the 1st verse on down, and it goes into a little bit more detail. All right. So 1 Chronicles 19 verse 1.
Okay. 1 Chronicles 19:1. And it came to pass after this that Nahash the king of children of Ammon died, and his son reigned in his stead. And David said, I will show kindness unto Hanun the son of Nahash, because his father showed kindness to me. And David sent messengers to comfort him concerning his father. So the servants of David came into the land of the children of Ammon to Hanun to comfort him. But the princes of the children of Ammon said to Hanun, Thinkest thou that David doth honor thy father, that he hath sent comforters unto thee? Are not his servants come unto thee for to search and to overthrow and to spy out the land? Wherefore Hanun took David's servants and shaved them and cut off their garments in the midst hard by their buttocks, and sent them away. Then there went certain and told David how the men were served served, and he sent to meet them, for the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return.
Yeah, so it was a shame to have your beard shaved off and your ass showing, you know. That's a shame. So what did David say? Tarry until your beards grow. So it's important that you have a beard, because you got guys that don't want to grow their beards. They like to be the playboy Israelites. So they keep their beards as low as they get technical with the law. I got a beard, brother. Hey, is there a magnifying glass over there? Yeah, you got some guys you need 3 magnifying glasses to see the little stubble on their face. But they'll say, well, that's a beard, brother. See there, you see that little stubble right there? That is a beard. Well, that would be unacceptable during the time of King David. And then the Most High is magnifying the house of David. So us that are in this truth, we're part of the house of David. All right? Go ahead.
It says, and when the children of Ammon saw that they had made themselves odious to David, Hanun and the children of Ammon sent 1,000 talents of silver to hire them chariots and horsemen out of Mesopotamia, and out of Syria, Maacah, and out of Zobah. So they hired 32,000 chariots, and the king of Maacah and his people, who came and pitched before Medeba, and the children of Ammon gathered themselves together for their cities, from their cities, and came to battle. And when David heard of it, he sent Joab and all the hosts of the mighty men. And the children of Ammon came out and put the battle in array before the gate of the city. And the kings that were come were by themselves in the field. Now when Joab saw that the battle was set against him before and behind, he chose out of all the choice of Israel and put them in array against the Syrians. And the rest of the people he delivered unto the hand of Abishai his brother. And they set themselves in array against the children of Ammon. And he said, if the Syrians be too strong for me, then thou shalt help me. But if the children of Ammon be too strong for thee, then I will help thee. Be of good courage, and let us behave ourselves valiantly for our people and for the cities of our power. And let the Lord do that which is good in his sight. So Joab and the people that were with him drew nigh before the Syrians unto the battle, and they fled before him. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Syrians were fled, they likewise fled before Abishai his brother, and entered into the city. Then Joab came to Jerusalem. And when the Syrians saw that they were put to the worst before Israel, they sent messengers and drew forth the Syrians that were beyond the river, and Shophak, the captain of the host, Hadarezer, went before them. And it was told David, and he gathered all Israel and passed over Jordan and came upon them and set the battle in array against them. So when David had put the battle in array against the Syrians, they fought with him. But the Syrians fled before Israel, and David slew of the Syrians 7,000 men, which fought in chariots, and 40,000 footmen, and killed Shophak, the captain of the host. And when the servants of Hadarezer saw that they were put to the worst before Israel, they made peace with David and became his servants. Neither would the Syrians help the children of Ammon anymore.
That's right. That's right. So that's how bad we were. All right. So we always had wars with nations, and we're gonna get them back on the other side. We're gonna come against them. There ain't gonna be no wars. We're gonna come against them, and we're gonna destroy them. We're not meant. You got these clowns out here that come in the name of Israel, talking about the nations can be saved. Like you got the bubble-eyed blackfish. He just came out of nowhere, and he's in England right now, and he's teaching this stuff. Not just Israel, it's all the nations. It's all about it. That's bullshit. And then right then and there, you know that he sold out. They gave him his Judas purse, just like they gave Comfy his Judas purse. All right. Now let's go from there to 2 Samuel, the 11th chapter, and let's start from the first verse. These are just examples of what the wars that we had against Ammon, not just Ammon, the other nations. Go ahead.
2 Samuel, the 11th chapter. And it came to pass after 2 Samuel 11 and 1. And it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel. And they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David tarried still at Jerusalem. And it came to pass in an eventide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house.
Yeah, that goes into something else. That goes into when David committed adultery. And adultery is a sin unto death. All right? Give me the book of in the Apocrypha, Sirach, the 23rd chapter, and I believe it's verse 16, if I'm not mistaken, around about there. All right, now let's read about adultery now, because David committed adultery and had the man Uriah the Hittite be put to death, which he was an Israelite. He was just living in the land of the Hittites, but an idiot would read and think he's a Hamite. Anyway, he laid with Bathsheba, and that was the worst thing he could have did, because he received a punishment worse than death. He had all them enemies come. He was fighting until his death, man. Then he even had his own son fight against him. All right, let's go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he hath kindled a fire. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger, he will not leave off till he die. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compelled.
A man that breaketh wedlock, that's a serious offense. That's a sin unto death. And you got Israelites out there that are doing that. They'll go out there and teach the word, and then they'll commit adultery like it's nothing. And they don't think the Most High is seeing that. Like all them guys out there, them different Israelite groups, the Most High gonna get rid of all of y'all. He's only gonna deal with one group. Go ahead.
It says, a man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Behold, all the ways of men, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. He knew all things ere ever they were created, so also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspected not, he shall be taken. Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband, and bringeth in an heir by another. For first she hath disobeyed the law of the Most High, and secondly she hath trespassed against her own husband. And thirdly she hath played the whore in adultery, and brought forth children by another man. She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. Her children shall not take root, and her branches shall bring forth no fruit. She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out.
So that's a serious offense right there. Now let's go back to where we left off. I'm sorry, we finished that. Let's go to 2 Samuel, the 12th chapter, and the 26th verse.
2 Samuel 12, verse 26. And Joab fought against Rabbah of the children of Ammon, and took the royal city.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be friends with them. We're not supposed to teach them the scriptures. We're not supposed to say that the other nations can make it. That's not in the scriptures. Let's go from there to the book of 2 Kings, the 23rd chapter and the 13th verse.
2 Kings chapter 23, verse 13. 2 Kings 23:13. It says, and the high places that were before Jerusalem, which were on the right hand of the mount of corruption, which Solomon the king of Israel had built for Ashtoreth, the abomination of the Zidonians, and for Chemosh, the abomination of the Moabites, and for Milcom, the abomination of the children of Ammon, did the king defile.
Yeah, so we wasn't supposed to follow their gods, because all these different nations had their own gods, including the Edomites. So what business would the Edomites have following the true God, the God of Israel, when they followed their own gods? Now let's go from there. 2 Kings, the 24th chapter, in the 2nd verse.
2 Kings 24:2. And the Lord sent against him bands of the Chaldees, the bands of the Syrians, and bands of the Moabites, and bands of the children of Ammon, and set them against and set them against Judah to destroy it, according to the word of the Lord which he spake by his servants the prophets.
Yeah, that's why these Ammonites are getting jacked up right now. And like I said earlier, that's a beautiful thing. The hell with these other nations. Now let's go from there back to the Apocrypha. Let's go to 1 Maccabees, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse to the 6th verse, or maybe into the 7th verse. Go ahead.
1 Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, Now when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before, it displeased them very much. Wherefore they thought to destroy the generation of Jacob that was among them.
This was led by Antiochus the fourth. Go ahead.
It says, And thereupon they began to slay and destroy the people. Then Judas fought against the children of Esau and Idumea.
There goes Esau again. Because while Antiochus Epiphanes, which he called himself a Syrian, which he wasn't a Syrian, he was an Edomite, you actually had Edomites that knew that they were Edomites. Because Antiochus the fourth didn't call himself an Edomite. Although he looked just like an Edomite, he actually was an Edomite. Just like the whole Israelite foreigner thing, you had Edomite foreigners. So Antiochus the fourth was an Edomite foreigner. Go ahead.
It says, Then Judas fought against the children of Esau and Idumea at Arabatine, because they besieged Israel, and gave them a great overthrow, and abated their courage, and took their spoils. And also he remembered the injury of the children of Bean, who had been a snare and an offense unto the people, and that they lay in wait for them in the ways. He shut them up therefore in the towers, and encamped against them, and destroyed them utterly, and burnt the towers of that place with fire, and all that were therein. Afterward he passed over to the children of Ammon, where he found a mighty power and much people, with Timotheus their captain. Verse 7. So he fought many battles with them, till at length they were discomfited before him, and he smote them.
Yeah, so he smote them Edomites, and he smote them damn slanty-eyed Ammonites. Now let's go from there to back to the scriptures. First Chronicles, the 18th chapter, the 11th verse to the 14th verse. Right. Go ahead.
1 Chronicles 18:11. Then them also King David dedicated unto the Lord with the silver and the gold that he brought from all these nations, from Edom and from Moab and from the children of Ammon and from the Philistines and from Amalek. Moreover, Abishai the son of Zeruiah slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000. Moreover, Abishai the son of Zeruiah slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000.
Hold up. Slew doesn't mean to shake hands and pat on the back and kiss. The word slew means to kill. Read that from the top again.
It says, Them also King David dedicated unto the Lord with the silver and the gold that he brought from all these nations.
Daddy, let's see what the word brought means. What verse is that? Verse 11.
Yeah, the word brought from the Hebrew nashah, which means to lift, bear up, carry, take. To lift up, to bear, carry, support, sustain, endure, to take away, carry off, forgive, to be lifted up, be exalted, to lift oneself up, rise up, to be borne, be carried, to be taken away, to lift up, exalt, support, aid, assist, to carry, bear continuously, to cause one to bear, to cause, to bring, have, brought.
It means to take. It kept saying to take. So when we took them down, we took what they had. And what did we take? We took their silver and their gold. We took their precious things. Spoils of war. Go ahead.
It says, moreover, Abishai the son of Zeruiah slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000. And he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. Thus the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. Verse 14. So David reigned over all Israel and executed judgment and justice among all his people.
Let's read that again from the top.
It says, them also King David dedicated unto the Lord with silver and gold that he brought from all these nations, from Edom and from Moab and from the children of Ammon and from the Philistines and from Amalek. Moreover, Abishai the son of Zeruiah slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000. And he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. Thus the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. So David reigned.
The Most High didn't have a problem with him taking down them other nations and taking what they had. So you idiots out there trying to say that Job was an Edomite and Caleb was an Edomite and this guy was an Edomite and that guy was an Edomite, the Most High is going to destroy you, because that's that pride. Now that's it on that. Now let's go from there to we just read what? Now let's go from there to 1 Chronicles, the 19th chapter. Let's start from the first verse, and we're going to read a couple of verses down. I'm sorry, no, we read that already. Let's go to 2 Chronicles, the 27th chapter, the first verse, or the whole chapter actually. It's 9. It should be 9 verses long. Second Chronicles 27 verse 1.
All right, 2 Chronicles 27 and 1. Jotham was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok, and he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father Uzziah did. Howbeit he entered not into the temple of the Lord, and the people did yet. I'm sorry, let me read that again. Howbeit he entered not into the temple of the Lord, and the people did yet corruptly. He built the high gate of the house of the Lord, and on the wall of Ophel he built much. Moreover, he built cities in the mountains of Judah, and in the forest he built castles and towers. He fought also with the king of the Ammonites, and prevailed against him. And the children of Ammon gave him the same year 100 talents of silver, and 10,000 measures of wheat, and 10,000 of barley. So much did the children of Ammon pay unto him, both the second year and the third.
Yeah, so that's what they did back there too. They let their enemies live where they live, but they had to pay tribute. And that's what the Romans ultimately did. They made all those nations. That's why you set up empires. That's why the United States is over there in Libya. They were behind all that stuff. Now they're saying on the news that the rebels, they're losing footage now. They're losing their steps. You know, they're losing their power. So somehow the U.S. and NATO and the EU, they're gonna have to get up in there to take down Muammar Gaddafi, but they can't make it look like they're doing it. Why? So they can take the substance of that land, which number one is oil. That's why they're over there in Afghanistan. They're in Afghanistan because there's an oil pipeline, and there's what is this? Poppy seeds, and there's something else, lithium. A great abundance of lithium to make batteries.
According to this report,
so that's why they're over there. They're not over there to stop terrorists from coming to this country, but the average dumb, stupid America. That's why America should be changed to stupid America. On the maps, anytime you come across the continent of the United States, it should be known as really United Stupid States or Stupid America, because these are stupid people. And they're feeling bad about them Ammonites getting jacked up. Don't worry, you gonna feel what them Ammonites feel, and more, 100 times more. And ultimately, this place is going to be destroyed with you in it. With you idiots in it. Go ahead.
So Jotham became mighty because he prepared his ways before the Lord his power. Now the rest of the acts of Jotham and all his wars and his ways, lo, they are written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah. He was 25 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And Jotham slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Ahaz his son reigned in his stead.
Yeah, so this king right here of Israel, he did a great thing. He built up a lot of things that Esau calls it public works, and he took down them nations. One nation that he took down was Amon, and he took their substances, man. He said you can live where you want to live and do what you want to do, but you're gonna have to give up X amount of resources to us. So they agreed. Now let's go from there to Nehemiah, the 13th chapter, and the 1st verse. So based on what we read, you can see that these people are not our friends. They're not supposed to be our friends. Because when you go back to the history, we always had wars among them, amongst the Edomites, and the other nations round about. We're not meant to get together in a rainbow coalition. Go ahead.
Nehemiah 13:1. On that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonites and the Moabites should not come into the congregation of the Most High forever.
Yeah, because they say 10 generations, they shouldn't come into the congregation forever. So the Most High never really liked them. Now let's go from there to the book of Psalms 83, verse 1. Now these table of nations that came up against us, that had secret councils against us, Ammon was in that list. Go ahead.
Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon.
That's why they're sending ships and aid. Basically, Barack Obama is saying, whatever you need. If you need ships, we'll send ships. If you need money, we'll send money. But you bird-brained Negroes out there that voted for Barack Obama, you don't see that he don't give a fuck about you? Read that again from the top.
Keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. Asaph.
Right, this is Asaph praying to the Most High and asking the Most High, you see what's going on? Lord, I pray that you do something. Don't hold your peace. Come against them. And like I said earlier, you have these dumbass nigger women. There's a thing where they got a thing for Japanese men and slanty-eyed gooks. And some of them actually move over there to freaking Japan. But you want to love these damn women. Man, the Most High made all manner of women, man. All types of women. You got 12 tribes to choose from, and then you got women of the other nations that could be your concubines. You clowns that's talking about that's our queen. Yeah, that's your queen. That queen pisses on you every fucking day. Go ahead.
It says, for lo.
That's why, like I said, man, at one time I had feelings for Israel. I mean, feeling for Israel because they're going to be in the kingdom. But at this point, I don't give a damn about 2/3 of you clowns. 2/3 of Israel. The only ones I'm concerned about is the elect. For us to get out of here. The rest of you, you can be destroyed in this nuclear holocaust that's getting ready to take place. But then you're going to come back anyway. Your blockhead is going to come back anyway. And believe it or not, you're going to come back in your right mind. And all these nations that you bend over backwards for, you're going to have complete hate for them when you're in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's what's in the other nations' mind. To come together, to have secret meetings, to figure out how they can do away with you. But you want to come together and figure out how you can save them. It's amazing. Go ahead.
It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Horeb, and like Zeeb. Yea, also their princes as Zebah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, and that they may seek thy name, O Lord.
Right, and them gooks, they were afraid when that storm came, with that tempest, that tsunami, that whirlwind, whatever you want to call it.
Wide areas remain in ruins after the record
pushed all the pride out of them, man.
The tsunami that followed. Nearly 700 people are confirmed dead so far.
It says, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, art the Most High over all the earth.
Now let's go from there to Jeremiah the 9th chapter, the 25th verse and the 26th verse. And then right after that, go immediately to Jeremiah 49, verses 1 to 6. All right, go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 25. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will punish all them that which are circumcised with the uncircumcised.
Now you know what that's talking about? Read that again, please.
It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will punish all them which are circumcised,
Israel, but
with the uncircumcised.
So you Israelites out there that are married among them other nations, that are friends with the other nations, the Most High gonna destroy you right along with them other nations. He's not gonna separate you and then destroy the nation. He's gonna destroy you while he's destroying them nations. Because you're supposed to come out of her, man. You ain't supposed to be buddy-buddy with these damn Edomites and these Moabites and these Ammonites and these different nations. The only time you're supposed to be nice to them if you're going to get some money out their ass or get something out of them. The scripture said make friends with the mammon of this world. Go ahead.
It says, Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart.
In other words, they as a child, eight days from the Israelite male's child, the birth of a male child, you were circumcised. So you were actually physically circumcised. That was part of one of the laws of Israel that was given to Abraham, that was passed down to all Israel. But the Most High is telling you that you're uncircumcised in your heart. You have a token that you're an Israelite, but in your heart you're really not an Israelite. All right, that it on that? Okay, now let's go to Jeremiah 49 verses 1 to 6. I think it also goes into 7, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, 6. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 49 and 1. Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Lord, hath Israel no sons? Hath he no...
So all the scriptures that we pretty much read about, well, all of them, is really the Most High is against the Ammonites, man. Or the nation of Israel went to war with them. Or Amon got with Moab to go to Balaam to have Balaam put a curse on the nation of Israel. That was the king of Moab, which was Balak, and it said that the Ammonites were behind what the king of Moab was doing. And that curse was to do away with the nation of Israel. So now these devils, now these slanty-eyed gooks are paying for it. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 49 and 1. Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Lord, hath Israel no son? Hath he no heir? Why then doth their king inherit Gad, and his people dwell in his cities? Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites, and it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall...
And it shall be, wait a minute, a desolate, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, director, get ready. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me cue this up. Don't do it yet. I'm gonna let you know. And you gotta read that while we're watching these slanty-eyed gooks get jacked up. Let me bring it back a little bit more. You're right there.
In some cities, the water reaching 3 miles inland.
Read that again, Ak.
Jeremiah 49 and 1. Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Lord, hath Israel no son? Hath he no heir? Why then doth the king inherit Gad, and his people dwell in his cities? Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites, and it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burned with fire. Then shall Israel be heir unto them, and with his heirs, saith the Lord. Howl, O Heshbon, for Ai is spoiled. Cry, ye daughters of Rabbah, gird you with sackcloth, lament.
And that's what they're doing. They're girding themselves with sackcloth. They're lamenting now. Go ahead.
Lament and run to and fro by the hedges, for their king shall go into captivity, and his priests and his princes together. Wherefore glorious thou in the valleys, thy flowing valley, O backsliding daughter, that trusted in her treasures, saying, who shall come unto me? Behold, I will bring a fear upon thee, saith the Lord power of...
The Most High is bringing a fear upon you right now. Look at that, look at that, look at that. All that damn pride went out of you. I read on, brother.
It says, behold, I will bring a fear upon thee, saith the Lord power of hosts, from all those about thee, and you shall be driven out every man right forth.
There it is, as we're reading. There's fear in your heart, man. Ain't no pride in your heart. There's fear in your heart. That pride went down the drain. And Esau, you fucking next. Where's your pride at, Amon? You had so much damn pride. Where's your pride at now? And like I said, the Most High is saving the best for last, which is Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
And you shall be driven out every man right forth, and none shall gather up him that wandereth. And afterward I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith the Lord.
Right, he gonna bring again the children, the captivity of Ammon, right? Right along with, matter of fact, give me Isaiah, the 11th chapter, the 14th verse. Because all you nations are going into captivity together. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 11 verse 14. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab and the children of Ammon.
There goes Edom. Edom always comes up, top of the list. Ammon, Moab, the Philistines. Read that again.
It says, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines.
Who's going to do this? The children of Israel. Not the ones that are, iffy, that's straddling the fence, that have Edomite wives and Moabite wives and all that. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to get rid of them. Go ahead.
Toward the west, they shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them.
Yeah, because we're gonna put a foot up in their ass. All right. You got something you going to? Okay. Now let's go back to Jeremiah, the 49th chapter, and let's start from the top again. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 49:1. Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Lord, hath Israel no sons? Hath he no heirs? Why then does their king inherit Gad, and his people dwell in his cities? Therefore, behold,
you were so proud that times when Israel was weak, you came in, attacked us, and you took part of our land. So you got a lot to pay for too. Go ahead.
It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites, and it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burned with fire. Then shall Israel be heir unto them that were his heirs, saith the Lord. Howl, O Heshbon, for Ai is spoiled. Cry, ye daughters of Rabbah, gird you with sackcloth. Lament and run to and fro by the hedges, for their king shall go into captivity, and his priests and his princes together. Wherefore gloriest thou in the valleys, thy flowing valley, O backsliding daughter, that trusted in her treasures, saying, who shall come unto me? Behold, I will bring a fear upon thee, saith the Lord power of hosts, from all those that be about thee. And you shall be driven out every man right forth, and none shall gather up him that wandereth. And afterward I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith the Lord.
Now let's go from there to Ezekiel, the 25th chapter, the 1st verse to the 11th verse. So the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he covered all the nations, man. We always get on Esau, right? But the Most High said, you know what? I want you brothers, or you servants, that's what the Lord would say, to get on these Ammonites. So as soon as I saw that on the news, I said, that's the topic for the weekend. That's the topic right there. That's going to be the topic on the street. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 25:1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against the Ammonites, and prophesy against them.
Right. The Most High says, son of man. Where's son of men? The Most High says, set thy face against the Ammonites. Go ahead.
It says, and say unto the Ammonites, hear the word of the Lord power. Thus saith the Lord power, because thou saidest, aha, against my sanctuary when it was profane, and against the land of Israel when it was desolate, and against the house of Judah when they went into captivity. Behold, therefore I will deliver thee to the men of the east for a possession, and they shall set their palaces in thee, and make their...
Yeah, basically, you had the Arab nations come up in there and take where you were living, because Moab, if you see on the map, it's in between. Moab and Ammon is basically in between Jerusalem, the land of Judah, and Mount Seir, the land of Edom, the Edomites. They're basically right in between that. So they're south of Jerusalem, or south of the land of Judah. So what men possess that land right now? The mixed Arabs, the Ishmaelites, the Midianites, those mixed up people. So where did you go? You didn't go to the west. You went further to the east. Go ahead.
It says, and they shall set their palaces in thee, and make their dwellings in thee. They shall eat thy fruit, and they shall drink thy milk. And I will make Rabbah a stable for camels, and the Ammonites...
And I will make Rabbah a stable for camels. Who's known for having camels? The Ishmaelites. Go ahead.
And the Ammonites, I'm sorry, yeah, and the Ammonites.
Yeah, because you couldn't just go to the next, you couldn't go among Elam, or you couldn't go in the so-called Arabia, because you had Ishmaelites over there. Or you couldn't go to Elam, because you had Elamites over there. So you kept getting pushed, you and Moab, and you looked funny. You had them fucking gook slanty ass eyes. So you got pushed all the way to the east. That's why you live all the way at the end of the world, at the uttermost east, in them group of islands. Go ahead.
It says, and I will make Rabbah a stable for camels, and the Ammonites a couching place for flocks. And you shall know that I am the Lord. For thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast clapped thine hands, and stamped with the feet, and rejoiced in the heart with all thy despite against the land of Israel. Behold, therefore I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and will deliver thee for a spoil to the heathen. And I will cut thee off from the people, and I will cause thee to perish out of the countries.
What, did you not perish out of the countries? You ain't in it. You don't even know where your original country is. You didn't even know. You don't even know to this day that you're supposed to be south of Jerusalem. Go ahead.
It says, I will destroy thee, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power, because that Moab and Seir do say, behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen. Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab from the cities, and his cities which are on his frontiers, the glory of the country, Beth Jeshimoth, Baal-meon, and Kiriathaim, unto the men of the east with the Ammonites, and will give them in possession, that the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations.
Read that again. Go ahead.
Unto the men of the east with the Ammonites, and will give
unto the men of the east with the Ammonites. Go ahead.
And will give them in possession, that the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations.
That ain't nobody going to them Japs and saying you the Ammonites, or to Moab you the Moabites. Go ahead.
And I will execute judgment upon Moab, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
That's right. So the Most High has executed judgment against Ammon and judgment against Moab. Now go from there to the book of Psalms, the 2nd chapter, and we're going to end it on that. Because all you nations, through your technology, you figured you're going to rule the next kingdom. And all you nations lined up, you Ishmaelites, you think you're going to rule the next kingdom when Esau, because everybody knows that Esau is going down. His days are numbered. So you got the Moabites, they're set to be the next rulers. Then you got the Ishmaelites, then you got Amon. Then it goes down the line. So all you nations that lined up thinking that you're going to be the next people to rule, you're out of your damn mind. Because the next people to rule are the nation of Israel, the children of the Most High. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 2 verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people?
Ammon, they're a bunch of heathen. Moab, a bunch of heathen. Esau, they're all heathen. Go ahead.
Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah, what is a vain thing that they imagine? That they're going to rule the next, like the gooks, the Moabites. They're buying up all this gold. So they're making deals with the Gog and Magog. So they think they're going to rule the next kingdom to come. And we're going to rule the next kingdom to come. Go ahead.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers are I'm sorry, let me read that again. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their...
Against his anointed, the Lord, and against his anointed. Who are the anointed of the Most High? The children of Israel. Go ahead.
Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have...
And you know what? The Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and the angels, they're laughing their tails off right now, so to speak. They're having a good time watching you get jacked up. Go ahead.
It says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision.
Right, and you Ammonites, you're in derision right now. Go ahead.
It says, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree, and the Lord has I will declare the decree, and the Lord has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
That's slavery. Go ahead.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you
refuse to kiss the Son. You don't want to kiss a black man with a big beard and a big fro. You don't want to kiss that man. So he's angry with you. What it means to kiss is to follow his ways. And you're going to be made to follow the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You're going to be made to keep the laws. You ain't going to eat no damn pork. And certain high holy days, you're going to the Feast of Tabernacle, you're going to keep that. And that's what that rod of iron is, to keep you in line. You know? Go ahead.
Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him.
Yeah, blessed is all they, which we trust in the Most High. We trust in the Most High, so we're going to be blessed. And you other nations, you're going to be cursed. And like I said, we're getting ready to close right now, and we're getting ready to go down to the highways and the byways, and we're going to continue this conversation on the destruction and devastation of you Ammonites. And Lord willing, next week we'll get right back on you damn Edomites and on you Israelites that ain't right. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.